Baby Formula Church Lady called a whole bunch of despicable churches, but I'm pretty sure that my church wins for being more despicable than any of them. In 2017, my monster of a Mormon husband, who is unraveling on me, called and made direct threats against my safety and the safety of my children. Who did I tell? My Mormon bishop. I called him, asked if he could meet me at the church. I went late in the night in my pajamas and told him what was going on. My bishop's response? He told me to go home, take a couple of smiling selfies of my bright, shiny face, and text them to my husband, telling him how much I loved him, because the problem wasn't that he was a psycho abuser. The problem was that I wasn't a loving enough wife. He then called Jake and said, Jenny just came in and told me that you're an abuser, which led to the most violent episode of DV that I had ever experienced. Thanks, Bishop Thompson. 2018, I lost my faith in the Mormon church. 2 weeks later, I caught Jake picking up a 19-year-old escort. As a result of the chaos that I was plunged into during this period of my life, I no longer wanted to be here. Well, I survived. And the night that I got home from 10 days in the hospital, after waking up from that coma, my Mormon bishopric came over to my house. I hadn't attended church for a couple months. I had just left the church. I thought it was really nice that they wanted to reach out and make sure that I was okay. I was all alone and needed all of the help and support that I could get. They showed up late in the evening, all three of them in their suits and ties, sat down on my couch and just asked how I was. Very cold, very like no help whatsoever. I told them the primary reason that I hit rock bottom was that Jake was evicting me from my home and that I didn't have any money because I had been a Mormon stay-at-home wife for 24 years. I told them that me and my kids didn't have any food, that we were hungry, that I didn't have the money to file for divorce, so I couldn't apply for food stamps. They sat on my couch and smiled and asked if they could pray for me. After praying with me, I said goodbye, walked them to the door, and one of the men in my Mormon bishopric turned to me and said, Sister Green, it's a good thing you weren't successful, because then you would have lost eternal life. So basically, translation, I would have burned in hell forever had I been successful. So he was so glad. Maybe I'll remember this video where I had no money and wasn't going to have any money for weeks. I was running a furniture flipping business, just trying to get back on my feet after escaping domestic violence and losing everything. Well, I was living in the backyard of my rich ass architect Mormon uncle and his wife. I had 7 surgeries while living in that house, 22 hospitalizations. Do you know how many times they suggested, hey, maybe our Mormon ward can help you out with some groceries or transportation to your doctor's appointments while you're in a wheelchair or anything? You guessed it, 0, exactly 0. My favorite is the day that I was forced to move out of my home when I was becoming homeless during my divorce, homeless, sleeping in my car. I called and asked my Mormon ward if some of the elders quorum could come help me move, and they said no, because you don't go to church anymore. Church people are the worst people.